Hello, this is George Senda, the official, the real, the authentic, the original, the one, the only, the guy from Pittsburgh. And this is tonight's haul. Kathy went home because she got back here so late. Even if we hadn't done the videos, we couldn't go anywhere. Because I wouldn't have a way to go home. This is my new tacos, beer, and alien cheer. Kathy said, too many aliens. There's aliens all over the place. And this channel is the #1 taco channel on YouTube as far as I'm concerned, because all we do is talk about tacos. Not necessarily beer, because I don't drink much of it. Went to Safeway. Tomorrow I'll go to get free food and head to Credit Union, the wilds of Walnut Creek, to pay Capital One, Target, Citibank, pay the rent. And then I get online, pay finger at God knows what else. So Kathy gets widow's benefits in addition to her SSI, and she told me how much she made, and I figured it out. She was shocked to say it's only $75 a month for widow's benefits. They rip off the poor and the elderly and the widows so much with Social Security. And I got a stupid letter from the post office. I had a P.O. box for 10 years. I closed it out. Please forward my mail. Fill out the card, mail it in. Now they want me to go into the post office with ID or my lease to prove that I'm me, to forward my own mail to my own house, which is absolutely ridiculous. Problem is, my ID expired on my birthday Monday. I got to go to the DM to get new ID. I asked for a copy of my lease, which I have somewhere, but I'm not going to wait. It's in piles and piles of paperwork, so I have to call them up. Please send me a new lease, and then go and prove I'm me. And they want a valid ID, but I don't have any that shows I'm me. There goes Mama Cat. She was under the clothing rack. Kathy's coming over Monday. We're going to go to Nordstrom. We're going to go to See's Candy, and we're going to move all this stuff off the chair, move the stroller, and we're going to take everything off the clothing rack and put it back over there. All right. With this video, I will feed the tiny one. I bought 6 Powerball tickets, 44 million. Let's see what happens. And then we have the exciting and lovely numbers here. Let's see. Went up again. Ding, ding, ding. 1,459,866 views. 1,805 subscribers. Thank you, extra subscribers. And remember, you can join the channel for $3.99 or $6.99 a month, where you see content not on the regular channel. So here's what we got in Safeway tonight. First of all, on sale, $3.99 Red Baron Brick Oven Pizza. Finally, they were not out of some kind of orange juice, although I prefer Tropicana. Safeway no pulp orange juice. Bag number 1. She took her evil Damien books home. I'm very wary of Damien. That movie scared the hell out of me. We have Safeway barbecue chicken wings that were on sale. I've never tried this chicken a la king casserole. I thought I'd try something new for a change. Chicken parmesan with spaghetti noodles. 2 Michelina beef and peppers. And Stouffer spaghetti meat sauce. I believe there's lasagna in here. Yes, classic lasagna with meat sauce. Favorite spaghetti and lasagna. Give me a moment, I'm going to put all this stuff away. I'm not going to stay on very long. I'm going to check if everybody can chat. They said, you come back again? Well, maybe. Somebody up the street leaves flower pots, and those trays, you put the flower pots in to catch the water. So I dragged those home in my bag. I did not bring my cart. We have the snack of the weekend. Pop-Tart blueberry, Pop-Tart strawberry, Robert F. Kennedy won't like me, and another Pop-Tart blueberry. And then finally the coffee prices are going through the roof. I was going to try this one flavor, butterscotch, but I said, what if it tastes horrible? So with my coffee maker, everything tastes kind of horrible. Don't buy a Black & Decker coffee maker. Okay, this is the Colombian Supremo, El Supremo, Don Francisco. And finally we have sent a letter in and open it. And we have 4 cans of Fancy Feast tuna and cheese for Mama Cat and Kitten tonight. Tiny one will get 2 squeeze-ups and crunchies. So that's what I got from Safeway tonight. It was $48. And I'm done. So let me, where's the bag? Where'd I do the bag? And I don't want to leave my keys again and get locked out again. Where did my keys go? Oh, I don't know, George. Had them here a minute ago. Where'd the bag go? Let me throw this stuff away. I had the keys around my neck. I must have taken them off because I want people to see my shirt. There's all kinds of aliens outside of a cantina or one of those recreational vehicles where they make street tacos or something like that. And you can see they're beaming down. They're all over the place. There must be thousands of aliens in that picture. I'll take a look. All right, aliens everywhere, craving tacos and fine Earthling beer. So they had a big inflatable Modelo beer bottle at the Safeway with a big display of Modelo. I tried Modelo once. I didn't care for it. The Mexicans, where Tiny One lives, they don't like Modelo either. They've been advertising the hell on Modelo on YouTube and on my free television on the Roku TV, and got an email from Telly. I signed up a year and a half or more ago for a free Telly 4K $1,000, which probably only worth about $200 television. And thank you for signing up. And I'm going, well, other people on YouTube are claiming they got these cockamamie TVs. Where's mine after almost 2 years? Or at the edge of the ocean, the edge of the bay, I'll be the last guy in California to get a free Telly TV because if they go they go 12 blocks, they wind up in San Francisco Bay. I don't know. Okay. Hope my shorts don't fall down. Luckily, I put on underwear because computer, what do you want?
Just a Wi-Fi connection.
Computer, what notification do you have?
One new notification from Amazon. On Saturday, there's a chance of rain near you in Benicia, starting around 8 a.m. and stopping around 9 a.m.
I will never understand. Benicia is 10 miles across the bridge from here. Why it gives me the rain for Benicia and not Martinez is one of the great puzzlements of our time. Okay, can I get this last thing? I don't know. Hold on. Mama Cat is so funny. She runs in, looks around, goes in the kitchen, looks around, maybe or maybe not eats something, and then she runs out again. But she was rustling under the clothing rack. Kitten ate all her food, came out and cried for me for something, and then ate all her food, then hid again. So I had the stealth kitty and the runaway kitty. And no kitty to cuddle or have sleep next to me or anything like that. Okay. Thank you for waiting. I will be doing laundry at some point this weekend, depending on my energy levels and depending if anybody else is doing laundry. All right, just a moment. Always fun crawling around the wires down on the bed. Kathy opened the fortune cookies I got her from the restaurant, ate the fortune cookies, then threw away the fortune. Don't do that. They have lotto numbers on them, and I might want to play those numbers. The guy did that years ago and won the lotto. 7.4 earthquake strikes Drake Passage. They had a video the other day that said that in the subduction zone around Seattle, liable a quake to drop 6 inches to 6 feet permanently. That's kind of disturbing. All right, now let's get into YouTube Studio. So we're going to go out Monday to Costco, and we're going to go to Nordstrom and all that. So now here we are, and tonight's haul. And 3 cats on top of each other. Found it on X. Studio. Okay. And here we are, the guy from Cali. Thank you, massive fan. If you're not a troll. Every time a guy comes in and says, "Oh, your videos," they turn out being a troll. So I'm very suspicious of anybody who says, "I'm a massive fan here." Unless I know them personally. And Tim, I'll tell you the story about the Safeway person in an email. Talk to the manager at length. They're putting in charging stations at the older Safeway downtown here, which amazes me. And they're going to probably put them in all the Safeways. So, of course, the question is, who's going to pay for the power generation, and who's going to strengthen our power grid with all these cars? So, Nordstrom. No, we're not getting anything from Nordstrom. We're getting food. Kathy gets her, whatever they're calling it this month. First it was Chinese chicken salad. Someone thought it was offensive. Then they said Asian chicken salad. Someone thought it was offensive. Now they call it sesame chicken salad or ginger chicken salad or orange chicken salad. I don't know what the hell they call it, but that's her favorite thing to eat. I usually just get some iced tea and some bread and butter. So, but nothing in Nordstrom fits me. And they had a great thing for years. They had a chocolate sales area with lots of truffles. I used to get Kathy truffles and get me milk chocolate and chocolate covered cherries, and they got rid of that for some reason. I guess somebody decided it would be healthy. They had the greatest cake ever. It was a chocolate cake with vanilla ice and with raspberry filling. God, it was incredible. Got rid of it. They had the best beef stew I'd ever eaten. Got rid of it. Because someone decides, oh, we don't want the evil meat here. Minority of people that are crazed vegetarians decide they can't have meat products and they have to screw it up for everybody else. And yet they sell BLTs and pizza and everything else. But not the best thing ever. I ate that stuff every night for years because it was back in the 90s. It was $3 for a gigantic bowl of beef stew with lots of vegetables. So Trump could, wait a minute. Russia could build some nuclear power plants for us. No, don't want nuclear power plants because then you've got the problem of disposing the nuclear waste. And they build a repository in Nevada. Nobody wants that stuff near them. You want petroleum or coal-fired, and then as a supplement, you get hydroelectric or geothermal. You do not want the wind power because it kills the birds and they break down and they're very expensive to fix. And my lampshade fell off. Kathy hit it and did something to my lampshade. What the hell did she do to my lampshade? This lampshade doesn't really fit the lamp. Now it's stuck. The woman is a one-woman disaster at times. I love her dearly, but oh God, I don't have the proper lamp for that lampshade, but that's because it broke. like the other one in the bedroom that also broke. Which I had to go to Walmart one day and there we go. Get a new lampshade. I've got a jury rig lampshade there. It doesn't work right. Okay. Let me put it to you this way. I don't know how much. I remember from the Apollo program, the Saturn V's that at the time were the biggest rockets ever, and we made a huge mistake. We tore down all the building facilities for those, tore the launching facilities down. They were very powerful rockets. Let's say you put 10,000 pounds of nuclear waste, and then we have a thing like the Challenger disaster. The rocket blows up, and then it scatters plutonium and uranium and various isotopes all over the environment, in the air, in the land, in the sea. There's no Mighty Mouse to save you, or Superman. You don't want to be launching nuclear waste into orbit or into the sun. Now, you could launch it if you could with 100% insurance. As Trump said the other day, there's no 100% insurance for anything in an interview with ABC News, and he won a suit against ABC News. More money, apparently. You could launch it and direct it to the moon, perhaps. That would be a good place to put it. But then what happens when it hits the moon? Is it going to break open or make the moon radioactive? I don't know. Maybe send it to Jupiter, which is huge, or Venus. And there goes my cat. To my soda. I got the Lysol the other day. I had to take a very sharp pointed knife and puncture the cap because the cap wouldn't come off. So, when I fell in the escalator 18 years ago, and I'm seeing my knee doctor this month, I weighed 260 pounds. I went to 385. I don't know what my current weight is, but I've lost the minimum of 100 pounds. So, but in fact, 260 was my weight when I lived in Sacramento. Was on Weight Watchers, and I went down and down and down to 220 and then 200. Then I went back up again. So thank you for that. And today there was a thing on Twitter. A minister was talking to the crowd, and leftists attacked him while he was preaching the word of God. Whether you believe in Jesus or not, these people are insane. So anyhow, I have to get going because once it gets dark, the raccoons come out and they push Tiny One away for food. No, I don't. Kathy brought Pepsi by the other day and it was warm. Blech. And I stopped drinking Pepsi because I had a history of ulcers and reflux, and it was attacking me. And Hugh Hefner used to drink Pepsi like crazy. The doctor said it's eating your stomach. So I drink ginger ale occasionally because it settles my stomach. Drink peach Snapple. I really like orange juice, but the orange juice is so damn expensive. Everything is so damn expensive. So India and Pakistan thing is heating up. I don't know what they're pissed off. They've been living together since what, 1948? Now they're mad again? What happened? Can 1,000 Gaza refugees come live with you? Their houses are destroyed. Hell no. No, let them move to Dubai or somewhere. They can't live with me. I got no room. I don't got room for the cats. I live in a very small, very crowded apartment with 15 bookcases. My bed, I can't even, I don't, a lot of my tables are not wheeled. I'm be doing laundry and will be putting away the stuff in the laundry drawers and the bin if I ever pull it out of the back behind the bed and put bedding and clothing down there. No, they cannot move in me. And we wouldn't get along because I am not a Muslim. So no Gaza refugees. What Trump should do, if I were Trump, get a hold of all the Arab countries and said, hey, take these people and temporarily until I can build Gaza into a beachfront paradise like Lebanon, the Paris of the Middle East was before terrorism and destroyed it, and then given them all like a number. Your number 312, and you get a free condo or something, and you get to live in peace. So, well, the problem with the Palestinians is a lot of them are the S-word disturbers. Jordan had them and kicked them out. They tried to kill the king, King Hussein. Other countries, same problem. Lebanon, they fight with Christians. They fight with other terrorist groups. These people are not rational. You know, I knew Palestinians years ago when I lived in San Francisco. They had a big Palestinian calendar on the wall of their grocery store. I walked in there, the father was there, the two sons, and I said, "Why are we fighting?" And they said, "What do you mean?" I said, "We have the same father." "What do you mean?" "That's my father right there." No, not that father. The Father. "Do you mean God?" "No, although he is father of all of us. We have Abraham, the father of Islam, the father of Judaism. We are brothers. We should be making the Middle East a paradise and not a place where people fear to go out of their house, or their house is going to get blown up or they get shot or killed." So Syria's got its own problem. Syria's in ruins right now. You know, Syria is very destabilized. They finally overthrew their dictator of the week. So, but it's a pity there's no empty island somewhere. You could just put them all on the island. I got it. Bulldoze Epstein Island. Build new housing on Epstein Island. He's dead. Family won't contest. That's it. Epstein Island. Send them all to Epstein Island. Temporarily till Trump builds up the Gaza. Remember, when he becomes Pope, he can perform miracles. He wants to be Pope, which cracks me up. Yeah, I don't think he's a Catholic, but he can be the Protestant Pope, you know. And today, Pope Trump I issued a papal, what the hell do they call those things? Papal something or other. I can't remember what it is. It's in the back of my brain. There's too many facts in my brain to dig up. Papal bull saying you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. And then he has a guy from New York, the Archbishop, go in and find corruption in the church and evil in the church, and there is both in the Catholic Church. I don't know. Who knows? Were I a Catholic like my late father, I would. I'm not a bishop, I'm not an archbishop, I'm not a cardinal, but I'll work cheap. But I don't want to live in Rome. It's hot. It's crowded. You know. Vegas, Miami, maybe. That'd be it. You can build this little Vatican in Miami. Miami gets hot. Oh, wait a minute. Miami gets hurricane. It's got to be Vegas. Vegas is it, folks. Air-conditioned Pope-mobile, air-conditioned balcony, and clothed. I give, to the millions of people showing up for Formula One racing and the Super Bowl. Give my blessing. Tell them I got to say, make peace in the Middle East. Talk to God. He said, "Crazy, I'm God, I'm not a miracle worker." So, who knows? Yeah, I don't want to go to Vatican City. What the hell am I going to do in Vatican City? Be bored. Another thing, once you become Pope, you get old and sick, and suddenly you die mysterious deaths. Like Pope John Paul I, a good man who was probably murdered. So, it's dangerous to be in Pope in Vatican City. Go somewhere where I can control it, And I don't need 78 cardinals running around and Pope assistants and all that. I need someone like Father Malachi Martin Bell. Oh. Look at the Vatican archives. Maybe not. Maybe it's like Area 51 and, Trump issued a thing for JFK and MLK and RFK back in January. Are we seeing any revelations? No. Are we seeing UFO revelation? No. Are we seeing UAP revelation? No. Why? Because someone pointed out in a video on Benny Johnson. He said they're probably never going to release this stuff because the deep staters in our government have done too many illegal things, and they know they go to prison for life. Probably murder. In murder, there is no statute of limitations on murder. So, hey, here we go. I got an idea. I can make money here. I can do a video. 3-card Pop-Tarts. 3-card Pop-Tarts. Take the box. No cards. Take the box. Hollow out the bottom. Put 2 balls. Where is the ball? Can you guess where the ball is in the box of Pop-Tarts? There you go. There's an idea. Yeah, Vatican Archive. They got a lot of. How do we know the Vatican Archives are still there? Maybe they got moved secretly to Fort Knox under those catacombs and those canals we saw in the Da Vinci Code, you know, or in Indiana Jones. We don't know they're there. They could be long gone. They could be all fake too. Who knows? I don't see the Pope going, hey, I'm going to give you a tour of the Vatican. Here you go. Here's the archives. Take a look. You have your Vatican library card. Don't leave home without it, you know. Yeah, Golden Fort Knox ain't going to happen. I'm convinced of that, too. Thank you. You know, put me in charge of that. First of all, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, you're out. And Powell from the Fed, you're out. We shut down the Fed. Save a lot of money shutting down the Fed. It gets corrupt, too. Shut down the Fed, investigate every government official, and then go in with the Army. Open up Fort Knox that way. Hire Daniel Craig to be James Bond for a day, or Pierce Brosnan. Bond is back at Fort Knox. He will investigate where the gold is. Best Connery I can do. Pretty Sean's not alive. Or George Lazenby. We can't get them, we get George. He's still around. Bond. I'm here to discover Goldfinger. Secretly sent out all the gold when we thought we had defeated him for Spectre. So, has your acid reflux gone down since you had your... It's gone down a lot, but I'm coughing because I've got allergies, so I cough up stuff. Somewhere in a box, I had it here, and things keep falling off my computer table. I had Prilosec. I think it's up there somewhere, and I can't see because I'm going to the cataract surgeon this month. I'm going to the knee surgeon this month. Going to the eye doctor this month. I joke with the guy at the liquor. He said, someday. I said, I just went to Safeway. $48. One reason I play the Powerball, I'm at George's Market. Go see George and save, because if I had 40, 50 million, I wouldn't need to make a lot of money. I'd invest it in 7%. I watched the video how you can invest in 1, 2, 3 month treasury bills and get about 5% interest, which is better than credit unions or banks. I would prefer to invest some of it in AT&T stock, which pays about 7. But if I have enough money, I don't have to worry about profit for a while, or just keep the prices reasonable, you know. You're paying, I looked at some of the coffee in there, it's $18 for a bag of friggin' coffee, for God's sake. That's another thing. Why is all the coffee grown in Brazil? Why don't we have plantations in the south, which might get hot enough? They had a drought down there. Why don't we have plantations to have coffee grown in Brazil? In Santa Barbara, I watched a video years ago. A guy was growing various varieties of bananas to study the effects of the weather and stuff on bananas. Safeway had bananas now for 99 cents a pound. Holy cow. For up from 79 cents. You go to Costco, they're all green. I don't know why. I'm going to have to ask the manager. How come they're all green? I want a yellow banana. Is it that hard to ask? I go to Target, there's yellow bananas. Go to Costco, there's stacks and stacks of Dole boxes of bananas. They're all green, like the Green Phantom or the Green Lantern or the Green Goblin. And I'm going like, I don't want a green banana. What am I going to do with a green banana? I can't ripen it. And, you know, they're all taught. There was a video I saw today where you need to get this, because there are less ships coming across the ocean. And people in China are rioting right now, not only in Hong Kong, but across the country, because the tariffs are affecting them. I told the bus driver one of the biggest mistakes we ever made was Nixon going to China and giving them favored nation status. You can't trust communists. You can't trust Putin. He never stopped being a communist. And we were told, I remember as a child reading the New York Times. I learned how to read when I was 3 and understood it. We got the New York Times every day, the Washington Post, the Washington Star, and the Wall Street Journal, and the Sporting News. And my sister would send us the Pittsburgh Press and the Pittsburgh Coast Gazette. So I was reading up to 7 newspapers a day. And I think it was Harrison Salisbury. I may have the name wrong. But a New York Times reporter went up in the hills to interview Castro. And, well, when I take over, there'll be free elections. The people will be happy. And is it true that you're a communist or a socialist? No, that is not true. I'm not a communist or a socialist. Well, the people have paid for that lie for what now? 70 years, and thousands of Cubans have died in the prisons and stuff. So you can't trust communists to be communists. You can trust to be communists. You can't trust their word. Same with North Korea. Although that guy seems to have calmed down when Trump went there. Maybe he just needed somebody to give him some ego boo. How you doing, Kim Jong-il? You don't need these nukes. Now, if I were Trump, I'd go to South Korea, get about 20,000 semis, refrigerated and otherwise, load them up with food, load them up with consumer goods, say, let's go see Kim Jong, and by the way, we're going to stop at every little town and hamlet in North Korea and start handing stuff out the back. Here's a 60-inch TV for you. Here's a washer and dryer. Here's a dishwasher. Here's a barbecue. Here's a wok. Here's a lifetime supply of kimchi. Here's blankets and clothes and bedding. All for free. North Korea would collapse overnight. There wouldn't be any warmongering. There wouldn't be any nuclear weapons. This is what you can get if you live in the South, in capitalism. Okay, North Korea has a new warship. It's pretty nice. We don't need one new warship. We don't want Korean warships. We don't want Chinese warships. We want peace ships. How many wars have we had? We had a war in Afghanistan for, 10 years? The people were trying to climb on the planes to get out like they did in Vietnam with the helicopters. So, yeah. Well, the problem is North Korea thinks that everybody's going to attack it. Nobody wants. Who wants to go to North Korea? It's a toilet. Only the high up guys and the generals who've never fought a war. They got 900 ribbons in the uniform. They've never done anything. They get ribbons for how many ribbons you get. Give you a new ribbon, Yeah. So they got if the North and you're allowed, I know they're still doing it. South Koreans were able to visit their relatives in the North. If they overthrew the government, let capitalism go, and capitalism has its faults and its problems and things that are wrong, but let everybody own their own land, own their own house. There's now talk that Trump wants to give seniors free, no property tax for seniors that paid off houses. We have enough land in this country. There shouldn't be any homeless. We have enough BLM land. Everybody can have a tiny house to live in. North Korea will be scared. They are not treated well. Yeah, we're not treated well because if you get a guy that's the A word and he's rattling sabers, he's launching missiles at Japan and at South Korea and maybe the Philippines, and China is doing the same thing. They just went after some Philippine island or something. Everybody's be scared of you. They're also going to be very pissed off. Hey, what the hell are you doing? We're not attacking you. Leave us the hell alone. If we didn't have the law that Frank Church put in, the Democrat in the 70s, you can't kill foreign leaders, you can't assassinate them, things might be better. We'd get rid of some of these nuts. We wouldn't have a Vladimir Putin. We wouldn't have the guy in Syria. We wouldn't have North Korea. We wouldn't have the Chinese communists. We wouldn't have some of the other. whatever they're calling Myanmar, Burma, the former Burma, where the military coup took over the government and the people are living in terror. You know, you have countries in this world that could be a paradise. You wouldn't have Tibet and Tibet taken over, the poor Tibetans. So, but who the hell is going to go? Okay, let's spin the wheel of invasion. Where do you want to invade? I want North Korea. That's not high on the list of a lot of people. There's only one little spot in the wheel of invasion. But let's spin it. Oh, I'm sorry. You won Lebanon. Better luck next time. Next contestant, please. No one wants to go to North Korea. What the hell are you going to do there? They're starving. And with that in mind, I eat some fine American Pop-Tarts. All right, that's it for this one. Have a good night. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching. And join the channel for $3.99 or $6.99 a month, where you see content nowhere else. I will catch you next time. Watch the skies for Taco Invaders. This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. Thanks for coming in, guy. It's been fun. See you later. Must go feed the tiny one. It's getting close to dark.